Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture series of CAD-CAM. Continuing with our unit second, that is geometrical transformation and geometrical modeling. So in the previous few lectures we have covered all of the geometrical transformation and different types of transformation. So today we will be starting geometrical modeling, in which I'll be taking my first topic as curve and properties of curve. So let's start with the very basic topic of the geometric modeling. So we'll start with the curve and some properties of the curve. In geometrical transformation, we have studied what is geometrical transformation and what are various types of geometrical transformations. So in this particular content, we will be studying what is a curve, or to be very specific, we will be studying what is a spline curve. Then we will be studying certain properties of the curve. Properties of the curve can also be termed as certain terminologies that are used to describe different types of curves in geometrical modeling. So we will be taking certain properties like what is control points, what is axis independence property, what are local control and global control, coordinate systems, what is variation diminishing property, versatility, order of continuity, interpolation and approximation splines. So let's take the topic one by one. So we'll start with what is a curve. A curve is a continuous and smooth flowing line without any sharp turns. One way to recognize a curve is that it bends and changes its direction at least once. This is the simplest definition of a curve taken from the pre-standard levels. So a fact is, a curve is made up of many small line segments joined from end to end. Hope you can visualize what I am saying is that a curve is made up of many small line segments joined from end to end. If you look at the curve very closely, you will see the lines. So what is a spline curve? In computer graphics, a spline is a curve that connects two or more specific points, or that is defined by two or more points. The term can also refer to the mathematical equation that defines such a curve. In general, when we are studying computer graphics and we are defining geometrical modelings, we often use the term splines, as spline is, we can say, a curve which has a well defined control points. Control points we'll be discussing in the very soon in the next slide. So spline is basically a well defined and structured curve which has all the predefined equations, properties, control points, data, and its orientation, its inclination, everything. So we can say that in short, splines are the well controlled and specified geometric curve. So as we say that there are different curves which are joined together to form, say, another curve. So how they are being joined, what are the control points, what are their continuity, what are their axes. So these all are when it is well defined, it is termed as spline curve. So let's say that let's discuss some of its properties one by one. First of all, control points. In computer aided geometric design, a control point is a member of set of points used to determine the shape of a curve or a surface or higher dimensional object. Many times control points are the coordinates of any geometry, or we can say coordinates of any curve. Control points are the points that governs the shape of the curve in a predictable way. As you can see in this particular figure, say we have a curve which has a different slope and curvature. So these dotted points represents the control point. Let me take it in a more clear manner. It helps to control the shape of the curve. Any curve is said to be interpolate the control points if passes through them. We will study this, what is interpolation, everything. So let's see what exactly the control points are. So let's see it again. Suppose we have a start point and end point, and I have drawn a curve. Say we have any curve which has this kind of predefined shape. Now I want that this shape should be repeated at all times. So I need to place certain points in between, so that when it passes through all these points, it forms a well defined curve. So these points are known as control points. Hope it is very clear. So what is a control point? These are the well defined points that helps to generate our curve. Next is axis independence, very important, and it is clear from the nomenclature itself. Axis independence means that the shape of the curve should not change when the control points are measured in different coordinate system. That means the shape remains the same. That means the if the object is say rectangle, it remains the same even if the coordinate system is inclined at certain angle or it has been completely reversed. For example, if control points are changed by say 90 degree, the curve should also change by 90 degree, but only the orientation, its shape remains the same. Let me demonstrate also. Suppose I have an two-dimensional plane axis in which I have a three coordinates, one is shown red, yellow and black, and it is together making a triangle, and suppose it is been rotated by 90 degree. So axis independence property says that the triangle remains the triangle. That means the curve does not change its orientations, or we can say its shape, even if it is rotated by any angle. So that is axis independence. Next is local control and global control of a coordinate system. What does it mean is, as a designer changes the control point, the curve may change near the modified control point known as local control. Local control means, suppose we have any curve, if we change any of its control point, only that particular area, or we can say not area, that particular curvature is changed. So that is known as local control. And when it is completely changed by changing only a single control point, it is known as global control. I will demonstrate also. And if the shape is changed at all the control points, it is known as global control. So as the designer changes the control point, the curve may change near the modified control point known as local control, and if the shape is changed at all the control points, it is known as global control. Let's see one by one. First see what is local control. Suppose I have a curve, this is the defined curve, and it is defined by certain control points. These are the well defined control points. Let us name it as say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and suppose I see that this 4 is not the required or the desired local say control point, it is somewhere else, that is at certain point 4 dash. So what does local control means? It says that only the curve or the control point 4 is changed, that is after 3 it will follow the 4 dash, then 5, rest of the curve remains the same. That is known as local control. It is very effective in maximum of the design sections. Next is global control. What is global control? It is like, suppose I have the same curve and which is derived by the different control points, and suppose again I named it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and at certain point I say again that this 4 is not my desired control point, it is somewhat 4 dash. So if I change only one control point, it changes the it sometimes changes the entire curve. That kind of control system is known as global control system. So these are the two types of control system, that is local control and global control. It is quite many times said that global control may prove to be quite annoying to the designer who is trying to make improvements to just one portion of the curve, as you can understand from this demonstration as well as the definition, that changing one coordinate will change the entire, so that is sometimes not effective. Next is variation diminishing property. Some mathematical curve representation shows undesirable oscillations about control points. What does it mean is, some curves have the tendency to pass through control points smoothly without oscillation. Such curve with minimum oscillation about control points are said to bear variation diminishing properties. Let's demonstrate this also. This I'll be demonstrating at the last. What is versatility? By the name it is clear. Mathematical model design must have minimum versatility. Versatility means ability to adapt or be adaptive to many different functions or activities. it can be done by adding or removing the control points. Example, two control points might be a straight line, but adding third point may give desired shape to the curve. That means as many as control points we'll have the minimum versatility. So this is very effective. Like suppose we have two control points and I have drawn a curve between these 2 points. So this, and suppose I have many control points in between. So versatility can be, this can go by this route also, it can go by this route also, it can go by this route also. So that means it has many different ways of. So it is generally said that there should be minimum versatility in having the proper design segments. This is the another terminology that are the properties of the curve. So if we have maximum number of control points in between, say I have added so many red color control points. So if we want that our shape should be exactly what it is, we can have many control points that will help us in determining the exact curve that we wanted. So this is one of the good property. Hope it is clear. Okay, then next is order of continuity, very important. Order of continuity at a joint decides the final shape of the joint. Order of continuity basically deals at the point of intersection of two different curves or two different splines. We normally study zero order, first order, second order and nth order of continuity. Let's see what exactly they are one by one. First is zero order continuity. Zero order continuity means two curves just meet. When we have two different curves and they are just meeting without any, say, same slope or curvature whatsoever, just we have the two different say curves have the same values at the joint, that kind of continuity is known as zero order continuity. As you can see, that is two curves are just continuous. That means say this is one curve, this is second curve, it is not having C naught, that is zero order continuity. But when they are just meeting, that means when the two curves at the point of joint they have the same values, it is known as zero order continuity. Second is first order continuity. First order continuity means two curves have same slope. That means the two curves that are joining must be tangent at the point of contact. C1 continuity means that the two curves that are meeting have the same slope, and it is the way of nomenclating this, that C superscript 1 in zero order, C capital C superscript 0. So that is the way it is been denoted. So in first order continuity, it means that two curves have same slope at the point of joint. What does it means? That its first derivatives are continuous. As we can see here, that is just two curves they are meeting. That means it has C naught, that is C0 continuity, but not C1. But when their slope is also same, it is known as C1, that is first order continuity. Next is second order continuity. Second order continuity means curvature of the two curves will be same. That means when two different curves they are meeting, their curvature, when their curvature is also same at the point of joint, it is known as C2 continuity. It is represented like this. This is not C square, it is C2. That is in second order continuity, they have the same curvature. Also its first and second derivatives are continuous, very important. See, in this particular they have same slope, that is C1 continuous, but curvature are different, that is it is not C2. So here slope is also and curvature is also, so it is C2 continuous. Hope it is clear. So I will be taking it in short also. But before that, what is nth order continuity? Cn, that is nth order continuity means first through nth derivatives are continuous. That means all the derivatives till nth are continuous. So finally let's sum up continuity as C2. I have taken first C2. C2 continuity means that they match curvature at the joint. C0 continuity means that the two segments match values at the joint, and C1 continuity means that they match slopes at the joint. Next is, and the last is interpolation and approximation splines. To generate the spline curve, we need to specify coordinates of set of points called control points. We have already defined. These points will define the shape of the spline curve. Now let's first know what is a spline curve. I have already explained, though we'll be repeating it again. In computer graphics, a spline is a curve that connects two or more specific points, or that is defined by two or more points. Interpolation spline is when the polynomial spline curve sections are fitted such that it passes through all the control points. It is known as interpolation splines. What is interpolation spline? Suppose we are given with the 7 control points, and if our curve is passing through all the 7 control points, it is known as interpolation spline curve. Let's see here. Suppose I have a set of control points defined by this small dots, blue color dots, named as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and suppose my curve passes through all the control points. It is known as interpolation. It is known as interpolation spline. And what is approximation spline? Interpolation spline is when the polynomial spline curve sections are fitted such that it passes through all the control points. It is known as interpolation. Clear? Now, but if the curvature is traced without necessarily passing through all the specified control points, it is known as approximation spline. What does it mean is when it is not passing through all the control points but maximum of the control points, it is known as approximation splines. Here also I have a small demonstration. Suppose we have certain control points that are shown, and if say named as 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and if our curve is not passing through all the control points, that is known as approximation splines. The application of interpolation, you can guess it very well. Interpolation spline are basically used in animation path where the exact control points are required, as we have seen in various gesture forms animations. So in interpolation spline, exactly same required, but for approximation splines, applications are in structural object surfaces where minor approximation is also effective in smoothing the designs. Thank you so much. Hope you are clear with the properties of the curve. This we will be using in the upcoming lectures in determining various types of modeling structures and models. Thank you so much.